Hello students, I am Shwangi Mathur. Sir, एक मिनट जेवे ने बोला.
हाँ कोई बात नहीं, आप कर दो. फोन बारी है ना आपका?
हाँ
हाँ कर दो.
Hello students, I am Javin Shwangi Mathur. I am Faculty of Education and Methodology, Department of Humanities and Social Science. Today we are going to study about demand. So what is demand? There are many definitions regarding demand, but here we only discuss about the definition given by Benham. The demand for anything at a given price is the amount of it which will be bought per unit of time at that price. According to Bobber, by demand we mean the various quantities of a given commodity or service which consumers would buy in one market in a given period of time at various prices. Means when you desire to purchase some commodity, when you have sufficient resources to purchase that commodity, and when you willingly spend on that commodity, that means a demand. But then comes the fourth factor, which is availability of that commodity at certain price, certain place and certain time. If these all requisites are present, then it will be a demand. Now demand are of many kinds. First is individual demand, second market demand, next income demand, that is demand for normal goods, which is negative price and positive income. Means if your income is negative, is little, then you will spend little. But if you as your income increases, you will spend more on that goods. And next is demand for inferior goods. As your income increases, you spend more, and you will come from inferior goods to normal goods. Next is cross demand, then joint demand, composite demand, direct demand, derived demand, competitive demand and demand of unrelated goods. Now factors affecting demand. What are the factors which affect the demand? They are price of goods, income of consumer, prices of related goods, population, taste habits, expectations about future prices, climatic factors, demonstration effect, distribution of national income. Now prices of goods. If you think that the price of good is less, then in inferior goods you will purchase that if your income is negative. But for normal goods, if you think that the price of goods is less, then you will go to normal goods. You will not purchase that good which come in inferior quality. Next is income of consumer. As the income of consumer increases, they will come to normal goods from inferior goods. Price of related goods. If the price of ink falls down, then the demand for pen will increase, and vice versa. Population. If the population is more, then the demand will be more, and if the population is less, then demand will be less. Taste and habits. If I like a taste of food of a particular restaurant, then I'll go to that restaurant only because I like that taste. So that's my taste and my habit. Expectations about future prices. If there is expectation that in future the prices will be less, then the demand at present of that commodity will be less. Climatic factors. In rainy days, the demand for umbrellas and raincoats increases, and in other, as per seasons, the demand for that commodities increase. Demonstration effect. If a salesperson shows you some commodity in very effective way, then the demand for that particular commodity will increase. And distribution of national income. If the national income is distributed properly, then the demand will also be proper. Next, demand schedule. Demand schedule is a tabular presentation showing different quantities of a commodity that would be demanded at different prices. It's of two types: individual demand schedule and market demand schedule. Now demand curve. The graphical representation of demand schedule is called a demand curve. It is also of two types: individual demand curve and market demand curve. Individual demand curve is little bit less flatter as compared to market demand curve, because in individual, the demand and price, the quantity demanded is not that much as per the market. Now the law of demand. According to Professor Samuelson, law of demand states that people will buy more at lower price and buy less at higher prices, other things remaining the same. Means price and quantity are inverse in relationship in law of demand. Chief characteristics: inverse relationship between price and quantity, price independent and demand dependent variable, income effect and substitution effect. Now the assumptions of this law: no change in tastes and preference of the consumer. Consumer's income must remain the same. The price of the related commodities should not change. The commodity should be a normal commodity. Now why the demand curve slopes downwards? First, income effect. Second, substitution effect. Third, marginal utility. Diminishing marginal utility. Income effect: if the income increases, the demand also increases in case of inferior goods and vice versa in normal goods. Next, substitution effect: if there is a substitution in market, then the demand for the commodity cannot be raised as much as of an individual commodity which do not have any substitution. And diminishing marginal utility: as we consume the units, we will the demand for that commodity will go on negative side. Exceptions of law of demand: inferior goods, articles of snob appeal. Example exceptions are Veblen goods, example diamonds, which cannot be in less demand at any time. Expectation regarding future prices, like shares and industrial materials. If we know that a share of a particular company will get more benefit, increase the price, then we purchase that today only, or we'll sell it when the prices are high. Emergencies, quality price relationship, conspicuous necessities, ignorance of consumers, change in fashion, habits, attitudes, etc. What is the importance of law of demand now? First, price determination. Second, finance ministers. Next, farmers, and in the field of planning. Market research and law of demand. The more confident a person has in price information as a predictor of quality, the more likely he'll be choose to a high priced rather than a low priced income. If we purchase a branded product, then the products which are selling on the streets, and when we consume that, or when we wear some branded clothes, we are more confident as compared to the clothes we purchase from the streets. A person who perceived himself as experienced in purchasing a product will generally choose a low priced item, but an inexperienced person will select a high priced one. If we are inexperienced, we'll definitely not bargain with the people who are selling us the commodity. But if we are knowledgeable and if we are experienced, then we'll definitely bargain and will know the price of that commodity. A person who selects a high priced item will first believe it's more difficult to judge product quality, and next it feels he has less ability to make accurate quality judgments than one who chooses a low price item. If we have a high priced item, then we'll be more difficult to judge the quality. If we can't judge the quality of any brand clothing of any brand, because they are already very high priced, and if the people who goes to the street markets, they don't know they cannot have the ability to judge that accurately, if the quality of that product of that cloth is good or not, because it's already low priced. A person who purchases a high priced product would perceive large quality differentials. He would also feel that it is risky and uncertain to go in for a lower price product. जब हम कुछ भी lower quality product purchase, we always have a doubt in our mind if it will be good or not. Business executives also disbelieve that the consumer is rational. Purchasing behavior of the consumer is mostly repetitive. Now, elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is defined as the responsiveness of the quantity demanded of a good to changes in one of the variables on which demand depends. These variables are price of the commodity, prices of the related commodities, income of the consumer, and other various factors on which demand depends. Thus we have price elasticity, cross elasticity, elasticity of substitution, and income elasticity. It is always price elasticity of demand which is referred to as elasticity of demand. Price elasticity measures how much the quantity demanded of a good changes when its price changes, or it may be defined as percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in price. If the quantity of demand of quantity is less, its price will be high, and vice versa. Now that factor is the price elasticity. Now factors affecting elasticity of demand: postponement of consumption, availability of substitution, proportion of expenditure, nature of the commodity, different uses of the commodity, time period, change in income, habits, joint demand, distribution of income, price level. Now price elasticity. Elasticity demand or more than one when quantity demanded responds greatly to price changes. Inelastic demand or less than one when quantity demanded responds little to price changes. Unitary elastic when quantity demanded responds equally to the price changes. Perfectly inelastic or zero elastic demand. Perfectly elastic or infinite elastic demand. Economic factors determine the size of price elasticity for individual goods. Elasticity tends to be higher when the goods are luxurious, when substitutes are available, and when consumers have more time to adjust their behavior. Income elasticity: 0, negative, positive, low, unitary, high. Positive are divided into three parts: low, unitary, and high. Empirical evidence suggests that income elasticity falls as income rises. Income elasticity and business decisions. If income elasticity is less than 0 but more than 1, sales will increase but slower than the general economic growth. If income elasticity is less than 1, sales will increase more rapidly than general economic growth. Corollary: in a growing economy, while farmers suffer as their products and have low income elasticity, industrials gain as their products have high income elasticity. Now cross elasticity: a change in the demand for one good in response to a change in the price of another good represents cross elasticity of demand of a former good for the latter good. If two goods are perfectly substitutes for each other, cross elasticity is infinite, and if the two goods are totally unrelated, cross elasticity between them is 0. Goods between cross elasticity is positive can be called substitutes. The goods between which the cross elasticity is negative are not always complementary, as this is found when the income effect on the price change is very strong. Thank you.